You know, I ain't gonna lie. They had us in the first half. Victory Monday, baby. Victory Monday.
My, have the tables have turned.
How the turntables. We are 2-0. Our quarterback is still undefeated in the regular season. He's undefeated in the preseason. The way things are going, he may end up being undefeated in the postseason.
Never lost. Never lost.
Not quite yet. But you know what? Let's savor the flavor. 2-0 for the first time in 12 years. 35 points is the most points we've scored in 3 years. Second biggest road comeback victory since 1990.
You like that?
7 sacks on a future potential Hall of Fame quarterback. And Sean Payton can suck it. Let's talk about all of that next.
Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world. Where's my football at? Where's my football at? Man, I had it. It's somewhere. Either ways, thank you for tuning in. It is September 18th. It is our Monday post-game recap live stream with talking about, excuse me, the 35-33 victory over the Denver Donkeys. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Denver Donkeys. That was Phil in the intro. I'm your boy, Steve, and we got Dev right on down below, down there, right there down below. We are Command This. Thank you for tuning in. You can find this podcast on any of your audio podcast platforms, as well as on YouTube. And if you're watching from YouTube, please hit that like or dislike button for us. Either way, it still helps us grow. So we really appreciate you tuning in. So without further ado, let us kick off the show. We're calling this one The Tale of Two Halves. This is episode 217 for you boys. We are back to 2 shows a week now, thankfully. And we're back in the grind, fellas. What a game.
What a game.
What a game. What a game.
What a game. What a game.
Did anyone else feel like that we had a chance to come back when we were down 21-3?
No, because statistically, no, because you're a homer. Like
I have faith in this squad.
No. Statistically, it was a 3.7% chance to win down 21-3. It doesn't happen. So everyone needs to go play a lottery ticket. No one comes back from 21-3. Like I said, 3.7%.
Giants did though. So.
We pulled it off. Hey, I'm just telling you what the probability says. Just like a Hail Mary probability is 9.7%.
Nobody comes on up back in an away game with a Hall of Fame coach, a borderline Hall of Fame quarterback.
And that's why it's
down
so
at Mile High Stadium
exciting.
Away with the guy who's playing in the second or third start.
Bro, and that's why it's so exciting. Straight up, right? 21-3. You can't beat that. You can't beat that with a bat. Come on now.
You can get with this, you can get with that.
Shout out to our boy Yam in Japan.
Damn.
Checking in saying Phil just needs a long stem doobie and some sunglasses to complete the look.
Well, need a pair of golf shoes.
Oh man. And Yam also said congrats. Also, congrats on the win, Dev. Hoosiers never seem to be able to get a football program going. We can't keep a coach or recruit. Everyone leaves for warmer weather.
No, man. That was a
Kentucky?
Louisville.
Oh, that's right. I know I'm thinking of that.
Man,
I'm a Louisville guy.
That might have you.
I hate the Kentucky Wildcats in any sport. I hope they lose every time.
Yeah.
It's like Dallas.
Yeah.
Except I won't even acknowledge when they're good. I'll acknowledge Dallas is good. You know what I'm saying? But the Kentucky Wild girls, no way.
Yeah.
Anyway, what a game.
Yeah.
What a game.
It was a delight.
So much to talk about.
There was intrigue. There was a dramatic ending. There's a flip ending. There's an alternate ending. It was like a Marvel movie, bro.
I'm telling you, here's the thing. This is the beauty. For those of you who are, and I'm going to say this in a non-insulting way, for those of you who are casuals,
Like me and Madden.
watching this fan base on Twitter and on Facebook turn around so hard, so fast. I mean, I literally heard the tires squealing when they started pulling the e-brake on the hate.
Yeah.
It was insane.
It was insane.
These people, I watch people say Sam Howell needs to be benched. Ron Rivera is going to be fired by week 7, and they're reveling in it.
Yeah.
Reveling in it.
All I got to say, load them up. I think I had to go back and look through the archives, but we had an episode of our channel. I want to say it was the last episode right before the end of the season when Sam started, and we called it Load Up the Howitzer.
Load up the howitzer.
So people start using that terminology. We best to get our credit.
It is starting. I've seen now. Granted, it's other people referencing it to me, which is cool because I'm going to take credit for that one because everybody wanted to go with the howlers because you get the Red Wolves thing and ooh and whatever. We get to squeal, we get to howl. But
no, I like Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam's cool too because you know what, that dude dropped some great R&B in the late 90s.
If it's the military thing, you know,
Load up the howitzer. Got a sound effect for it. Ready?
Go like this.
Love it.
But we can also do this every time Sam scores a touchdown.
We may not.
Yes,
you
we
can
need
stop
that. We need that one
right now.
We need that one. Look at the background. Look at his background. We need that one, man.
Steve, I know where you live. I can find your soundboard.
It pairs so well with Red Wolves. It truly does. First you hit him with the, and then you follow up with the game over. Game over.
What you gotta do?
No. The explosion is the exclamation point. There's nothing that should come after it.
A howl.
The hell, yeah.
No how.
And then he got to say, we're looking for a few good men. Get the Uncle Sam in there.
What's his last name?
Howell.
What's his last name, Phil?
No, it's not Howell. Don't turn him into Howie Mandel or nothing. It's not Howell.
His name is Samuel Devontae Howell.
See, look, there's already stupid Red Wolves comments coming into the damn thread already.
Hey, let's just get some comments real quick.
Hey, I almost had to put the shut up a kid over here for listening to Pound Town.
And we got some film review for you guys here coming up as we go through the recap. We have about 6 or 7 plays that we want to show you guys on some cool stuff here. Ryan Elias, thank you for joining us. Said Sam made me a believer Sunday, Phil. Unfazed, couldn't believe what he did with that throw to Terry. You know, that's why we call him Cool Ass Sam. I say he's cooler than the backside of a pillow, man. He's unfazed.
Slinging Sammy.
Slinging Sammy Howell.
Right? Slanging Sammy. For Devontae.
Phil,
Samuel Devontae Howell.
Is his middle name Devontae?
No.
What is his middle name?
Listen, Steve, it is. That's his middle name.
I haven't found it anywhere. That's a great
Devontae.
He's a quarter Korean. It's probably an Asian middle name, just like
Devontae. It's what it is. I'm telling you, I did not make that up, man.
Yeah. EM said you never lost faith in Sam. You could just see him coming.
Sam, someone said Sam's middle initials are DT. And I said, for what? Dixaton?
No, Devontae. I'm trying to tell you what it is.
We're 10 minutes in. We're good. Say whatever you want. Jay Martell, what's up, Jay? James from our group chat, joined us from YouTube, says, goodness gracious, it was bad. I was not looking forward through my phone that night, but we won, so I made the right decision.
This middle name ain't Duke, North Carolina, man. Stop hating. Oh, shit. Interception by Pittsburgh. Touchdown. Jeez.
Yep. Saw fat. Chudry skeet. That's right.
Last time.
Skeet. We got some skeet going on. Our boy Justin Titman. What's up, Justin? Thank you for joining us. Says Red Wolves. You know what? We'll save that conversation for the end of the season when the owners are focusing on football, getting into the community, improving the fan experience, and winning on the field. They'll look at the other stuff later, but I want Red Wolves too, Justin. Don't tell Phil.
Steve's whispering that because he knows I know where he lives.
Jay said his middle name is Duke. I think his middle name is Devontae. Either way, it's D. I like Devontae better because he got smooth ass lines.
It's Devontae. It's what it is.
You watch it be like Dice K.
Samuel.
It's Devontae. I'm not joking.
Came up with the first Asian name I can think of with a D.
Samuel Devontae Chong Hao. Like
Deep
mine's
Hawk.
Stephen Joseph Lung Lim. So it's like a Chong in there or something. He's Korean. Like that's
What's
how
your
we
middle
do it.
name, Steve?
Stephen Joseph Lung Lim.
Nothing about this
Liang.
as Asian.
Liang is Chinese. And Lim ain't Smith. It ain't Jones.
It ain't Shears, wherever
Lim
slave gave me that.
Smith over in China.
What up, South? I knew it was you, South. I was just playing. I just needed an excuse to use the skeet soundboard.
Hey, I want my 40 acres and a mule because of my last name. I'll settle for a Tesla and some weed.
Yeah. Chet from YouTube said Devontae. That's right. We said Devontae. Hey, listen up.
It's Devontae, bro.
Just off the jump, right? This was a fantastic game. We started off a little rough, like Phil said. The Broncos had kind of owned us there for a little
20
bit.
minutes.
Russell Wilson looked like the Russell Wilson from 2012 all the way up to 2016. He just looked amazing. Real quick, I do want to show some, a quick little, we'll call this our Command This film breakdown, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it, but you're about to see it straight up. All right, here we go.
Draw snap. We got the Madden drawings.
Yeah, so this is the play. All right, this is the play where there's broken coverage between Cam Curl and Percy Butler in the beginning of the game.
I wish I had.
This is where it was bad. This was
on Fuller and Butler.
This was House. Nope, 35 Percy Butler. So just take a look. You can watch it opening up.
Blitz. 35 supposed to pick him up.
See it. 19.
Butler was
Right there.
trying to cover the outside. He was so worried about him breaking on the outside, he gave him the inside.
I think he just didn't know that he was supposed to cover.
Watch Cam Curl right here. Right, he flipped. Cam Curl covers his side of the field. All right, you can see it, and then Percy Butler follows Cam Curl instead of following receiver down the seam, up the middle. I mean, he goes to back Cam instead of watching the middle. So watch 35.
Right. He thought, oh shit, I was supposed to guard.
He did, yeah. Man. He sure did.
He forgot he was supposed to. He thought he had a deep quarter responsibility. He had deep third, or maybe
I don't know what he was thinking of. What's up, Marcus?
Like he thought he was in some sort of man under or cover two technique.
Yeah,
and the middle wasn't his, and then he realized that after he took about 2 steps the wrong way, and it was at that point 19 is way too fast to be taking the wrong step on. Look
at him right here. He's veering off to the right behind Cam. See where he is? Way out of position.
Yeah, it's a cover 3.
He's following Cam.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a cover 3. He did cover 2. That's what it looked like.
He's telling himself right now at this point.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
He did, and then he couldn't recover. Right? Look, too late. Done. So
he should have been playing cover 1.
By the way, 22 played great coverage.
Yeah, sure did. I'm going to keep us in this layout as we push through and get some of this more film review. So the game went on. We pushed on. So slow start. The first 2 drives, it was very imbalanced, and people kept saying we fell behind. We weren't behind. The first 2 drives, it was 7-3, and we had 15 passes to 3 runs. I don't know if EB was just getting a feel for the game, watching maybe they had some looks that we as casual fans don't know or see, but it was 15 passes to 3 runs. I just don't think that's a way you can. It's not sustainable to me. Sam shouldn't have 30 pass attempts.
Maybe he should. Maybe that's what kind of quarterback he is. Maybe he's a guy who has to throw a lot. I mean, they didn't stop Mahomes from throwing a lot when he first got in. Nobody knew what he was. He was throwing a lot. Like
I think that Bieniemy figures that if he looks at these offenses and it's like if they're a team that plays the run well, or he feels they'll play their run game well, pass a lot and open up the run. Because you'll notice that the more the run opened up, the less we were passing. And I think that, once we got up, once we started closing the gap, Denver was so worried about us trying to, quickly take the lead that they stopped focusing on the pass, and that opened up the run game.
And we all know, we did the quick slant video. We broke down the West Coast offense versus the Air Coryell, but the West Coast offense uses short passes as an extension of the run, which we did see a little bit of. A lot of the passes were either screens or in front, but it was still just a lot to put on Sam's shoulders. It seemed like. So I'm trying to take the balance of understanding the West Coast offense and know it's the quick hits and know the short passes are the extensions of the run. But B-Rob, he's a good running back, man. I know we talk about his vision, which we'll talk about here in a second. I'm going to show another video where I always say B-Rob, I think he has some vision issues. I think you said it too, Dev, where he kind of runs into some linemen. But man, his vision looked so good. I'm going to show another piece of footage. This is B-Rob's 15-yard scamper for a touchdown. The hole was closing up, and he was able to just get in there and make it happen for 15 yards. All right, watch this.
Where are you getting these from, man?
It's a secret. I'm making them.
And look, they're up playing the run.
Look at that. So go back and watch it again.
Watch Denver. Watch Denver.
Watch the hole close, and he kicks it out. Follow that red line. It's amazing. The old B-Rob would have just ran right into that hole, but he kicked it out and went left.
That was a counter right out of a shotgun set.
I don't even know if it was a counter, man. Well, if you look initially, look how the lineman opened the hole up. Right there.
49 jumped the gap.
49 jumped the gap. That's right. I don't necessarily think it was a counter. I think it was meant for the 3-hole right there on the left side.
It was initially, but is
it a read option?
That is run
on the quarterback.
The way that is run is to open up the option for the cutback.
Yeah,
it gives the runner two lanes.
It could be because
Sam runs left.
Maybe it was because Sam did run left with
yeah.
him. Yeah, he read the QB. One more time. Just great play.
To read Gauntlet and not just have a
watch this though. Sadiq Charles does a great job of kicking 49 out.
Sadiq Charles, by the way, had a good day. Yeah, and that's me saying that Sadiq Charles had a pretty good day. He was probably our best lineman from what I saw. I watched the game again. I felt like he may have had the best day out there, man.
Yeah,
it was definitely
might be the second game in a row he's had the best day.
I will say it's funny because we were more worried about the interior part of the line. The interior part of the line had played well.
Yeah.
I'm actually more concerned about the tackles. But our interior line, they do a great job.
Well, the good thing about if your offensive tackles mess up, your quarterback can step up and evade. But if your interior line steps up, as we've seen on the reverse side of things, how Payne and Allen get pressure, that it
I've got a note about
away.
that too when we get to
takes everything away.
Yeah, I got a note about that, by the way. Something that I noticed. My father and I both noticed this. We're both got coach's eye kind of thing. But we noticed something about how this line plays mobile quarterbacks that leads to sacks and pressure and forcing it keeps them contained. I mean, Russ did get about 50 yards rushing, but Russ was back there running for his life and did not have the normal lanes that he would have to run, and there's reasons for that. We'll get to that when we talk about the defense.
All right. So now let's move on to the second quarter, where this is where it all changed. It was 21-3. Like I said before, statistical probability, according to the stat makers, was 3.7% chance that we would win this game. So it was 96% that Denver was going to win at 21-3. Well, lo and behold, they don't know old Sam Howell. And he just started letting
fire that goddamn cannon every time, Steve. Come on now. Thank you. We load the howitzer and we fire.
But 21-3. This play right here is what changed the tempo of the game. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? This
Jamin
play,
Davis strips.
there
Well, I
you
would
go.
say that
Yes, sir.
Jamin Davis forcing the fumble was the play.
This is the Jamin Davis strip
And recovery
fumble.
by Barton.
Oh, Cody Barton. Check it.
Who is suspect in coverage, by the way.
Yes.
But he plays the
Kinda
run well.
like Jeff Bostic.
He
Ready?
plays the run really well.
So Russell scrambling out to the left.
Oh, look who forced him out there.
Chase Young.
Chase Young
Yep.
forced him.
Watch. Hold up, pause. Watch Jamin right here. Watch his horizontal ability to just get across the field. His horizontal speed is insane. Ready? Watch him make that close. But also while you're doing that, watch Chase Young come inside and then cut back around. Ready? Chase Young gets through. Look at that. Up, chasing him. And look at Jamin across field. Bam. Up comes Barton to get the fumble.
This defense flies.
I mean,
This defense is
all
so fast.
What a great play. Now let's take a look real quick. Let's just check out how's coverage on this play, because I did not pay attention to coverage because
He
I'm so
got to
excited
stay in
about
the pocket and got a good look to the right. He could throw it over his shoulder, to the sideline, to the right sideline.
There's 3 receivers right now, and they're all covered.
14
Here. I mean, he could do a hitch. He could do it out. He could do it in.
That.
Fuller gave him a good cushion.
Yeah, but Fuller's playing to jump that. He's playing because if he throws a hitch, Fuller's close enough to close that.
Yeah, so let's finish.
And just hit him right as he gets it. So
Jamin closes it
right there. Yeah, that
done. And at first I was like, oh man, here we go.
25, yeah.
Yeah, on the replay, it was clear as day. It was a fumble, man. Clear as day.
25 is wide open. He didn't see him. Look.
No,
Yeah.
Gone right there. Gone.
Well, he could have threw it over Martin's
You
head.
have there would have been a tough throw on the run
To
get in position to throw that ball and have it be accurate enough for Barton not to get. Barton actually has man covered. When you saw that he was going to try to run, that's when Barton came up.
Yeah.
When he took the ball down. Don't let that fool you. Barton had his man. That coverage forced Russell to tuck the ball and start to try to run.
Yeah, that's true. And then the next scoring drive for us, that was the Logan Thomas play where he got concussed by Kareem Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kicked out for the game. Chet Scotland, said it. Great victory, great defensive adjustments, great running game, change up second, first and half. F. Russell Wilson and Jackson for cussing Logan. Hail, gents. And
he also hit a Raiders receiver and got
he did. Jacoby Myers knocked him out. And
he somehow is avoiding a fine.
He got fined for the
Jacoby
Myers.
He just didn't get
suspended. I know, against Logan.
I think it might take a
he got fined. They said it today. No. But he did not get suspended.
John Keim said no other tight end on this team would have made that catch the way Logan did. And when he said that, I was like, it made me feel good. But it also made me feel bad because, once again, this is just another setback for my favorite player on the team, Logan Thomas. Like, every time he starts to get right, he gets wrong. And now, granted, these things are out of his control. But all I'm saying, it's Cole Turner time. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, he held on to it. It was a great play.
John Bates time on one play too.
It was John Bates time.
So I never thought I'd see John Bates catching a 35-yard bomb down the field.
He dropped a gimme,
and then he dropped another one. But
that bomb was on a basically a free play too, by the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chet says EB is aggressive. His passing opened up the run. Clearly, it did, but it just took a while to get there. That's all I'm saying. Yam says great stuff. Yes. How Terrence Hale. That's right. Our friend Mean Green Terrence Perry, Eagles fan extraordinaire, giving us a cheer. And Terrence was texting me during the game. He was like, I don't want to see y'all right now. y'all look scary good. I was like, I appreciate that from an Eagles fan, man. Terrence is a real fan. He appreciates talent. I know we have some homers, but when you can separate the homerism from just saying, teams are good and talent's good. I appreciate that. Not everyone appreciates that. I appreciate that because some people be like, fuck your team. You know what I'm saying? But Ryan said, I would agree, but 1B would be Thomas making that catch and getting destroyed. I think the team took that personal. Yeah, all these things piled up. So after that touchdown catch, it's 11-21 because Brian Robinson converted on the 2-point conversion.
Which is an excellent replay, by the way.
Yeah.
Which also, by the way, Thank you, CBS. They came back so late to that you didn't even see it. You had to see it on the replay.
Correct.
Piss poor television.
Didn't even know what happened. We drive down the field again by Sam. Sam completes a great 35-yard pass to John Bates, and we get into field goal position, and Joey Sly nails a 49-yarder. And then we go into halftime, 21-14. So just look at that turn of events. It was 21-3. We score 8, 21-11. We kick a field goal, 21-14. Denver gets the ball to start the second half. They punt out of the get-go. And this drive is the drive. Okay? This is the drive we're all excited to talk about. Ready? So this is the true load up the howitzer.
This is the throw that I think made everybody believe.
To A1 Terrence McLaurin. All right. Let's go.
F1 McLaurin.
F1.
F1. That's right.
Jahan goes in motion. Terry breaking the covers. Look at that. Boom. He caught that basically over 3 DBs.
And look,
right in the hole too.
He threw it right between 3 DBs, and you didn't even need a ref back there to
this
triple
graphic doesn't give it justice. So he was open enough to only he could catch that too. It was pretty.
He was
pretty amazing.
Sam could have. Well, Sam did a really good job of stepping up in the pocket because if you look, Sam Cosme got beat on the inside.
Dotson was wide open.
B-Rob, yeah, Dotson. Either one of these could have been house if you think about it. Dotson had a clear lane too, but B-Rob was open in the flat, and John Bates was open in the flat too. But Sam said, "You know what?" He pulled out a Rex Grossman, says, "Fuck it, unleash the dragon. I'm going deep. Load up the howitzer. Let's go." Let's watch that again.
Load it and fire, man. And I saw that, and I jumped.
Can't stop watching this.
It's.
I would show the real play, but we get copyright striked every video we make. So
the beauty of this is how just fires it. Just
I'm still kind of disturbed to get that ball to Dotson.
If you watch the game replay, Howell is 6 foot, but he throws with such a beautiful overhand motion that it's almost like he's 2 inches taller because of how he throws, and it gets the ball over the line. That's the difference between him and a certain guy who was here last year who was about the same height. He's got such a high release that it mitigates what you would think would be a deficiency with him being only 6 feet tall.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was a ball placed exactly where he wanted to place it, and there was nobody who could catch that pass. It was either going to be Terry or incomplete.
Yeah.
No risk of an interception, no having a 50-50 it and hope our receiver can outfight the defensive back. It's either our guy or nothing, and I love it.
Yam said, if Sam were only 2 to 4 inches taller, my only knock on the kid. But you know what? I Phil's not going to like this equivalent so far, but I feel like he's playing like Drew Brees, not from because his ability so far.
No.
From what I've seen,
I'll take that.
His ability
I don't like Drew Brees the person, but
I feel like he's more Romo.
No. But it's as a 6 foot quarterback, he's stepping up in the pocket and he's making these plays over the. 6'1". I think Drew Brees was 6'1" too, or 5. Maybe he was 5'11".
No, they're both 6 foot even.
Yeah, he's making the plays. Is all I'm getting at. Okay, he's making the plays. Of course, Sam is way more mobile than Drew Brees ever was. Couple comments. Perfect pass. And frankly, that's 14's trademark. Pinpoint accuracy. That's right. Hold up the howitzer, but after he scores, we got to get him with the.
No, we do not.
Just to piss off Phil. Ryan says, random note. Have you guys noticed we have some positive commentary and calls go our way? Yes. Dan Snyder's Commanders would never. Never. We would never get this. Ever.
Here's the thing. Talent makes breaks.
Phil, why don't you read Yam's comment there?
Noodle Arm never could. He'd heave it for sure, but just hope it got there and Taylor would have to come back for it a bit.
That's true. Taylor Heineke. Yeah, yes. That's what he does. He would just have to noodle it in. But now at least, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna watch it one more time. Let's go.
This ball gets to the goal line.
Let's go.
Throwing it.
command this film review. Let's go.
Here's the
Beautiful.
thing.
It's
Look
beautiful.
how fast everybody's moving, but look how fast that ball gets from point A to point B.
Yeah.
That's
Jay Martell,
muscling a
Android
ball in there.
17, level up with that TD grab. I haven't heard that one before. Android 17. He's a machine, man. He truly, truly is.
But that's the thing is that Howell's arm and his arm strength
Yes. Yeah, 100%
is
playing like
elite.
Drew.
It's at elite levels, and the accuracy that comes with it. Anthony Richardson has an extremely strong arm, but his accuracy is kind of a question. Jameis Winston, extremely strong arm. Accuracy is a question. Sam Howell, extremely strong arm. Accuracy isn't so much of a question.
Yeah.
You don't go, ooh, that kid's going to throw up there. I don't know. No, it's going to get to a point where you expect that he's going to complete the pass.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I think people are finally starting to come around to that idea that it's not a we hope, it's a oh my God,
Here it
he
comes.
will.
That's right. And so moving to the next drive, it's 21-21, mind you. And what happens? Our first round pick, Emmanuel Forbes, gets his first pickle. All right. Roll the tape.
Drifts over to coverage. He's going to force the guy to take the
Pay
outside.
attention. He's over here on the left side. Lined up on Cortland Sutton.
Miscommunication, and we take advantage.
Straight up. Yeah.
Because Sutton, I think, because here's the thing. That's obviously an option route. It's either a hitch or a fade.
And Russ thought he was going to sit, but he didn't. But at this point, if you remember, Russ was getting hella pressure by everyone but Montez. I mean, Montez was getting in, but it was really Deron Payne and Chase Young. They were up in his ass. Like they were all up in that shit. Just
look how that pocket's collapsed right around Russ.
Yeah,
He's got no room to maneuver.
It was so good to see him get this ball. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. So it's
basically Forbes, and he did this in the Arizona game. He ran the route the quarterback was expecting.
Yeah.
And Forbes diagnoses plays like that very well. It's funny because a lot of people don't give him enough credit. His closing speed is also, I'm going to use this word again, elite.
Yeah, Terrence said Jason Campbell. I don't know if he was referring to Russ.
He's referring to the big arm accuracy is an issue.
Oh, yeah.
And he's right. I mean, Campbell also he had the longest delivery in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody get hit with the ball out back like this more frequently than Jason Campbell. He would get hit a lot from the back, arm out here, getting ready to fire.
I mean, load it up. He would load it up like this.
See, Hal's got a much faster delivery. He pats the ball.
He does pat it.
But
and I
can make up for the fact that he's got a very compact, over the top.
I like this comment by Chet Scotland here. He says, all the years I see quarterbacks load up, and when they did, it was always complete versus us. I truly felt that way too. He says, when I see Sam load up, it's a completion in my mind automatically. Agree. And you know when else I felt this? In 2012, when we had Robert Griffin, they were running pass play action off the RPO. And I felt like there wasn't a pass Robert could make. I mean, he had 20 touchdowns and 5 interceptions that year. I felt like everything was just a completion during that year. And I'm starting to get this same feeling again. Granted, I think Robert threw for
about 3,500 yards.
64, 66. Don't quote me on the percentage because I don't know. But it was
about 65% or so. I mean, it was a solid percentage.
It wasn't that bad at all.
The difference is, all right, and I hate making comparisons with RG3 and anybody because you're going to be love or hate in the comments. But the difference is that RG3 off those RPOs, because this This is the infant stages of the RPO.
Right.
Right? Remember, it was called read option. They didn't call it RPO. It was read option offense. Is that he dropped back to pass and he had 2 receiver options, or he could run.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he had if he pulled that ball back, right? But because no one had seen it before, I can't tell you how many times did you see it was either a cross or a deep slant for 15 yards every time.
Yeah.
Sam Howell's doing this and having to read 3-4 receivers out here.
Right.
And he's making those quick throws a lot.
Yim said, not gonna lie, I like Jason Campbell a lot. Thought he had so much promise. Me too. I love Campbell. I had a jersey. I kind of regret giving that jersey away to the homeless. Like jerseys I don't want, I get to the homeless. And I mean, I just like to see him walking up and down the street with burgundy gold straight up. Like I should have kept Jason Campbell. I have a soft spot for him. Granted, he had one of the longest wind up throws and his like Tim Tebow. It was bad. It was long.
Thought Campbell, if Gibbs had stayed a little bit longer, we would run that traditional off, the
Joe Gibbs normal like Air Coryell. Yeah,
Air Coryell offense. He was such the prototype because Theismann's probably it's in the first round of Gibbs. Theismann's probably the least prototypical quarterback for Gibbs. Gibbs wants big, strong, big arm quarterback, right? He's not looking. It's not necessarily for accuracy. It's for you're gonna have some short passes and all that, but it's all setting up the bomb. All right, Rippin, big quarterback, big arm. Doug Williams, big quarterback, big arm. Jay Schrader, big quarterback, big arm.
Yeah. All right, let's blow through this last film segment. Get to the end, and we are way behind because this has been so much fun so far. Okay, so after the interception, we miss a 59-yard field goal because if you remember, Andrew Wiley gives up a sack, and when it's a 17-yard loss because Sam gets strip fumbled, we got the ball back. Andrew Wiley, terrible play. 59-yard field goal that we missed. I mean, he missed bad. I would like to blame Cameron Cheeseman because that seems to be an easy thing to do, but he just missed it. Denver comes back the next drive. It's 24-21 Denver, okay? Then we roll into the fourth quarter. We're driving down the field. Let's see here. One more piece of film. We have a 10-yard penalty. Terry gets the ball for 5. Brian Robinson rushed to the left for 27 yards. And then Antonio Gibson, this is the play I want to show. Antonio Gibson gets a screen pass for 36 yards, and it's just beautiful to see Antonio Gibson getting these opportunities because I feel like he hasn't been. We're not giving him enough opportunities, but there's only so many balls to go around, right? Like not everyone can get a ball. There is a finite amount that can go around. So yeah, you guys get what I'm trying to say. So let's watch this one and see how it goes. There he is. And just look at that vision. He's able to find the holes up the field. And it's a 36-yard game. Let's watch it one more time.
You got to come out the huddle.
Pretty sick.
Now look, Denver's looking to rush 5 right here, and they're running total blitz man coverage. And they bait them in and then get that little dump off on the screen. It is so beautiful to see for the first time in decades.
Yeah.
We can run a proper screen to pass to running backs.
It's been a while. I wish there was more balls to go around to everyone, but it is what it is. B-Rob's doing the same thing.
We used to be the team that ran wide receiver screens better than everybody. But we can never run a screen to a running back. We can now. You saw both Robinson and Gibson got big plays off of screen passes.
Defense will give us more opportunities, which means more handoffs, more passes, more balls to go around everywhere.
Balls.
You knew it was coming. One more time. Look at that. But I also, this is for Dev. Look at Sadiq. Look at number 77.
I was going to bring it up.
Right here.
Somebody.
Watch him. Look what he does. Look at the block he sets.
Boom.
Bam. He's like carrying 49 down the field.
And that's a linebacker.
It was beautiful, dude. It was beautiful.
He is taking a line.
Sorry, Phil. Wrong button. It was beautiful. Let's get back in the layout. All right. So that's our game recap. As you know, the rest of the game, we went into some overtime. It was 28-24. We eventually scored on that play. Brian Robinson rushed up the middle for a touchdown. That put it at 28-24. Then we came back and scored another touchdown. Brian Robinson rushed to the left for 15 yards. That was the first one I showed. And I know I jumped the gun early, but I wanted to talk about Brian Robinson's vision. Denver comes back to a field goal. It's 35-27. Then we punt. Denver, in their infinite ability to still mess with us, hits that Hail Mary. All right, I do want to talk about that Hail Mary very quickly, and then we'll move on to the rest of the segments. But they rushed 4, which I don't know who does that on a Hail Mary. Usually you rush 3. Left Cody Barton as a spy who eventually rushed in. So essentially they rushed 5 and kept 6 back in coverage. All right. And it was 6-on-4 in the end zone, six commander DBs to 4 Denver receivers, and they still came up with it. Forbes went up, tried to get the pick instead of batting it down. Cam Curl ended up tipping it up, which everyone knows in the tip drill you tip down, but he was falling. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying he was falling. He made an effort. And then I think it was Jacobs who scored it. Brandon Johnson, 50 yards. So like I said before, Hail Marys are 9.7% chance of completion. You don't see it often. And then Brandon St. Juice ends up stopping the 2-point conversion. People are complaining about the holding, blah, blah, blah. You know what? He barely touched the shoulder. Game, blouses, 35-33. Let's get to some of these comments here very quickly. Yam said, I also like Patrick Ramsey. He was never quite got it along with Joe, but he had the injury. Yep. Pissed that slide and saw more on Cheeseman. Absolutely. I know it was 9-yarder, but you had to move the goalpost twice. Yeah, he missed it so bad, very, very, very often. And Yam says, have we heard if Leno's dealing with injury? He seemed to have it rough, for a lack of better words. He's had, yeah. But I think if you can go back and watch the film, I would say EB kind of helped Leno out a little bit, where they're putting Bates on his side to help chip and come in, or keeping a running back for pass protection and having him flare out. So I think EB adjusted to it personally.
Leno seems to have a problem with pure speed rushers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is. It's pure
somebody,
speed.
You know, and it's like he could handle like a Chase Young, who is not just pure speed. Like Chase Run will bull rush you, things like that. But if you're just a guy who's just flat out just stupid fast off the ball, he's going to struggle with that.
Yeah.
Which means he's going to have good games. He's going to have not so good games. And the ones that he's not so good, we're just going to have to adjust and help out.
Yeah.
Again, I want to say this again. I understand you may be frustrated with the player's play. That does not mean you tell his wife on Twitter that he needs to go off himself.
Yeah, for real. Stop doing that.
Stop that.
I'm come fuck
You're
you
better
up.
than that. I have said some flagrant things. I have never told someone's wife to tell their husband to kill himself.
Yes.
Don't
And that's
do
not
that.
with the wife, you know.
And she's pregnant with his child. What in the hell?
Yeah, where did you pull that from? What's going on
here,
with it?
I'm over here trying to make a poignant point, and he plays the.
We know who looks at the pregnant section on Pornhub. That's it straight off.
I was having I was watching Bleeding Burgundy earlier with Jesse, Keith, Scott Hartley, and John Taman, and I made the comment that Cheeseman reminds you of, if you've seen Major League 3, it's a really bad movie. But the catcher who can't throw the ball back to the pitcher, Major League 2. Can't throw the ball back to the pitcher, and he's got to start reciting things from the Playboy to get his mind right. I'm like, that's what Cheeseman needs. He needs to do something like that.
Can I tell you something? That's a legitimate thing.
He's going to get
I'm sure it's like a mind confusion.
So frequently, and suddenly you lose the mind muscle connection.
Yeah.
My cousin was a catcher at Coastal Carolina. on a 4-year scholarship happened to him.
Jason,
There are
Phil was in
shortstops
his
that can't
bag.
throw it to second base.
Phil was in his
the
bag
yips.
trying to prove a point in that piece.
It's called the yips, Steve.
Jay, I can't
Yips.
whip out here. You know,
The
every
yips.
time I try to make,
That's what
every time I try to get serious,
It's a real
and I'm
thing.
not just being flagrant Phil. Like, here comes something.
That's right. Little killers. All right, we're gonna go through these rapid fire a little bit. All right, Overreaction Monday. Let's get it. All right, Dev, let's go with you. Overreaction Monday. For those who are listening, put your Overreaction Monday in the chat. You see the rest of the agenda. Get your comments queued up because we're gonna go these a little bit of
It's
rapid
easy.
fire.
Easy for me. It's Russell Wilson's washed.
Oof.
That's my overreaction.
Mr.
Look, man,
Unlimited.
that's to be real honest. Their offense, I think they lead the league in yards per possession.
Denver does.
Yeah, Denver does. Their defense has allowed 63 points in 2 games. Honestly, they were the problem. They only had 8 possessions.
Yeah.
I mean, that
First 2
means
possessions though. It was I
Yeah.
was scared, yo. I was scared.
Yeah. Well, two busted defenses. You can't really gamble that the defense is going to bust every time for you to score. That's the kind of stuff I don't really worry about. Like, if you have a bust possession every time, then it's no longer busted, just your defense. But if it happens once or twice, it's going to happen. Like the catch on Forbes. Oh, he got burned. He got burned for 30 yards. Okay, name a corner that hasn't had a ball caught on him.
Right.
You know, that Deion Sanders, who's the greatest corner of all time, had a ball caught on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He did.
Don't remember that, though, do we?
Nope.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying I like Major League too, but it sucked because Snipes didn't come back. Yeah, they had to go to
Right.
Omar
Snipes
Epps.
makes
Omar
everything better,
Epps
man.
played a pretty good role. You know, it wasn't as good as Wesley Snipes, but I appreciate it. Phil, overreaction.
That every week is going to be like this, where my blood pressure is going to spike in insane ways.
I don't know. We got
That
the
is my
Mafia next
overreaction.
week.
We're never going to blow out anybody. I
We
want
got the Mafia next week.
win.
It's a whole different defense there.
Yeah, it is.
I honestly, I was like, we were up 30,
Save
we
that
were
for
up
Thursday.
24, and I'm screaming. I'm like, can we get a pick 6? I want 42 points.
Shit. Dale Green is one of the best corners to ever play the game. He is not better than Prime. And look how I'm going to tell you. And as somebody who
Chet says
Dale Green is my
Green is better
favorite
than
Washington
Deion,
football
Deion.
player of all time, Deion Sanders is the greatest cornerback that's ever played, dog.
I mean, they
Stop
both
playing.
played a different kind of
Yeah,
game
man.
of cornerback. You know what I mean?
Nah, man.
Deion
You can't,
did it
there's
with
nothing
entertaining.
you're going to say to make anyone in the world believe that
No.
Green was better than Prime. And I love Green, by the way. He's, in my opinion, the greatest Washington football player ever, in my opinion, man. Not better than Deion. He was better than Deion in Washington.
Oh,
That's what
yeah,
you're
Deion
going
was there
about.
for 1 year. Got that bag and bounced. Jay says Buffalo thinks their shit don't stink after 2 weeks. Okay.
I mean, you know,
Phil,
Yeah, but
what's
my
your
overreaction is that, oh my God, we're never going to just put people away. It's always going to be close, or someone like Buffalo's going to come in and just roll over us because that's just what happens. And we're going to be struggling for the wild card, playing these 2 and 3 point games. That's my overreaction. I'm hoping not. And that was actually an overreaction I had last night, but I was like, no, think about it. We over the last 40 minutes of that game, we outscored them 32-12.
Right.
Yeah, that's a blowout in most cases. So
Yeah, I agree. So my overreaction is that we will continue to start slow, and it will be a detriment to us in the long run. I think this team will figure it out. They're new. You know, if you're familiar with when you form a new core of a team in psychology, you know, forming, storming, norming, performing. I think they're going through the forming and storming phase. You know, you get a group, you form, you storm, you norm, and then you perform. So I think they're in between the forming and norming stage. They'll figure it out. The rough starts are going to happen. It's not sustainable. So they got about 2 weeks to figure it out. The first 2 games were good. If we all said it before, we come out of here 2-0. We have the ability. We are okay if we lose these next couple ones because they're against some good teams, and we can't be mad.
Not okay if we lose these
I know
couple
we
ones.
needed to come out of the first 2-0 though. We all said that. And we did. We were supposed to win those games, and we did. That's that. Good teams win the games they're supposed to win. Good teams Good teams do routine things routinely. Those were supposed to be routine games, although they weren't routine. It doesn't matter. We won. So Yam said, like I said, Darryl Green's better. Dion, don't argue next topic. We're not going to argue about that, Dev. Save it. We'll get Dion. Yam says, I'm not going to talk about Darryl Green. Yam's overreaction. The defense and JDR are still too damn slow. Stop giving up the big ass pass plays. Let short plays turn into long plays. It's been the issue on D for 3 years now. Yeah, that's Jack Del Rio defense, though. Not bend, don't break, but Jack tends to figure it out, right? He always does. So
that's the one strong point of Jack Del Rio. He does seem to, and that's why a lot of this is on Peyton, man. It's almost like they got the lead and our coach adjusted, and then he didn't make any adjustments. Yeah. You know, he basically relied on the second half stats are basically just that Hail Mary. Like they didn't do anything besides that Hail Mary in the second half.
Last 40 minutes of the game, Denver had 170 yards of offense. 50 of them were on that Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Now, here's something to consider too. We talk about adjustments. This is what I want to talk about. The defensive line did this wonderful. I don't know if it was a coaching adjustment or just the players figured this out. If they didn't get an initial push into the pocket on any pass play, instead of just continuing to rush, they would get that separation, hands on the defender. They're not in the defender's chest, and they play the quarterback. That way, they could react very easily to anything Russ did. And that when Russ would start to move in the pocket or try to move out the pocket, the defenders have already got enough separation from the offensive lineman to break off the engagement and pursue Russ. This is cerebral. All right? If people don't realize how cerebral playing the defensive line can be, all right, instead of just continuing to rush towards the quarterback, if they didn't get that initial push, it was separate and react and disengage if necessary. And that's how we got a lot of those sacks was, forcing Russ to have to make a move and then being able to react to it. And you're not caught up and engaged in a blocker. They disengaged off the block and then went after Russ. This is intelligent defensive line play.
Right. Well, you got 4 first-round picks. It better be.
Yeah, but sometimes we got 4 first-round picks. Your instinct is we got more talent. We'll just beat them with talent. No, they beat them with intelligence too.
Right. What's up, Natia Holloway? Thank you for joining us. Says, how about them Commanders? That's right. How about them Commanders? That's right. 2-0. Yam says 2019 and 22. Washington would have lost that game. They would have. I will not argue with that. We would have lost that game. This is a new era. New era.
We would have kept fighting, though. This team's more talented in those years, but Ron's teams never stopped fighting.
But combined fighting with more talent and better coaching.
I mean, maybe we should calm down a little bit. The Broncos defense looks like the worst in the NFL. The other team was Arizona.
That's our overreaction Monday. So you got it. All right, stock up, stop down. Let's fire through this. Phil, let's go with you first.
Stock up, Brian Robinson. After a slow start to the first 6 quarters of the season, that second half, he was looking like the monster we know he is. Stock down, Cameron Cheeseman with another bad snap. And guess what? They brought in some long snappers in today to try out.
What they call me in the streets, long snapper.
Long.
That's the time you use it. Not on pregnant women's team. Not on pregnant women's team.
Skeet, skeet. All right, Dev. Stock up, stop down. What you got?
Stock up. Sadiq Charles, man, looked like the best lineman on the team yesterday.
Hold up. Can we please just take a moment to savor this moment?
Said we need to blow by it a while ago. Now you want to take a moment.
Let's just take a moment to soak in the fact that Dev is giving the offensive line some props.
Hey, when you play good, they didn't really play good either, but he played good.
Dev has been waiting 3 years to give Sadiq Charles props.
Man, I think it's the second time since preseason.
Sadiq.
But I'm gonna give props to Sadiq Charles, man. Played pretty good, especially on the 2 screens. He is definitely an athlete at that position.
Yeah,
you can see where he used to play tackle. in his movements.
Yeah, this offense seems to fit him well with all the screens where they run out in
Yeah.
coverage, and it's fantastic. It's good to see him moving. So
Yeah, see Charles right now. Stock down.
it's a tough one.
Percy Butler.
Nah,
That's what I was gonna say.
That's just a miscommunication. That happens. I'm gonna go with man, this is gonna be rough. I'm gonna go because I'm nitpicking here.
Yeah, you know what you got.
I'm gonna go with Barton.
Cody Barton. Okay, that's fair.
Because he can't cover for shit, man. He couldn't cover a barn red. I feel. I know he's in a zone and you have to pick which one of those crossing routes you want to pick up. But on the opposite side of him, he had a defensive back standing beside him, so it seemed like you would cheat to the opposite side to stop the running back, to stop the receiver going across. It's almost like they lived on that route the whole first 2 or 3 drives, just watching the receiver run right past the linebacker, like they was getting that matchup at all times. I don't know if we need to start maybe trying to get Jamin out there just because it's faster and has a knack for at least making a play. You know what I'm saying?
Barton does well when he's told to crash the hole.
Where's Khalid Hudson at, man?
I have not heard his name once.
Did we bring him in to be a cover linebacker? Wasn't he a safety at Michigan?
Listen, last year Cody Barton was a tackling machine in Seattle.
He's definitely a tackling machine. He is.
Don't mean you can cover that.
He gets to the run late sometimes. I noticed, but he definitely can tackle once he has his hands on a person. But I'm talking about like coverage, man. What's this guy, Jabril, whatever we picked up for practice squad, supposed to be a cover linebacker?
Peppers?
No, the guy we picked. What's the name?
Jabril Cox.
Cox, yeah, man. Like, see what that guy's doing just for sub packages, because that's something I've seen both games them try to do is isolate a receiver on him.
Yeah.
He's the only linebacker out there, so it's like now it's becoming.
You got to figure out ways to not have Cody Barton, a run-stopping linebacker, covering wide receivers.
It was the same way we said don't put John Bostic in coverage the last 2 years, but he's still
I don't get it. Like I don't get it. Like I understand
coverage,
that. You know, your boy from Kentucky, man. He didn't do that well last year either in coverage. But I'd rather die with somebody out there making a play that's fast.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You know, maybe he'll speed his way into it. Or man, what's Khalid Hudson doing, man? Maybe Reeves needs to go out there and go no linebackers.
That's his problem. Khalid Hudson will make one great play and then just disappear.
Maybe Jeremy Reeves needs to get in there and learn to play linebacker. He needs to go 15 pounds to play linebacker or something, man.
Yam says stock up for Gibby. Yam, I can tell you though, when I went to the Ravens facility, AG made a comment because people were like, Gibby. He said, don't call me Gibby. Call me AG or call me Tone. He prefers AG or Tone, short for Antonio. But I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't get it on film because it wasn't in the training camp blog. But he said, call me AG or call me Tone. I know a lot of us like to call him Gibby.
I yelled out Big Gibby on Twitter too.
Yeah, he likes AG or he likes Tone. I think he prefers Tone, but oh well. And his stock down is 100% cheeser. Yeah, going down. Chet's pissed at Arizona for not finishing the Giants. Yeah, me too, man. I thought they were going to get skunked 2 weeks in a row, and they did the same thing as we did. They came down from 21. So,
I mean, it made us look better for beating the Cardinals.
Yeah,
the way they were stomping out the Giants, I was like, damn, Arizona might not be bad. That makes our win look better.
Natia says, is it me or does Washington need to replace Andrew Wiley? Not yet. He made some bonehead plays. We took a 17-yard strip sack. Not yet. Andrew Wiley is familiar with EB. They brought him in from Kansas City. Let's not jump on that train yet. But just
Al Collins is out there.
Take that one and just, let's store it and put it in our little hip sack. And let's just.
Collins is out there.
My stock up and stock down. Stock up for me, I'm going to go with Eric Bieniemy. And this one's personal to me because I was still having my reservations about, man, how's he doing? Is he really going to call? He showed me he can make the adjustments. He can read what's going on in the game, in-game adjustments, which to me is, we've been lacking on that for a while. JDR did a good last year. Ron is not a good situational football coach. And to have this now on the offensive side, because Scott Turner wasn't it, it's just so nice. So for me personally, stock up, it's Eric Bieniemy.
Hey, speaking of Ron, can we give him props? Great clock management at the end of the first half.
Fantastic.
And by the way, congratulations for your 100th win.
Yes.
100.
Going to be on 50
100,
coaches
right.
in the history of the league to do it.
And big props to Cam Newton for a big chunk of that 100. By the way, can't forget that.
Well, the next one's going to be at the hands of Sam Howell.
Wow. That's right, Phil.
So you're saying there's a chance he's going to be here long term?
Oh yeah.
Unless if we win and he's not the coach next year, the plan
7 wins.
He's transitioning.
Yeah, and my
head coach.
My stock down. This one's tough because I really feel everyone played good, and like I'm kind of reaching for this one. I'm gonna say Cheeseman. It's easy. It's really hard to pick any.
Hey, but you can't use the same one, man.
All right. Okay, fair. I'll go back to my original Percy Butler. Percy Butler was my original. I wasn't gonna do it, but you know what? Percy Butler stock down. You blew that coverage. You blew a couple. I didn't get it. You don't get a lot of playing time. They moved Cam Curl up in the box. So Percy Butler was back there by himself, which is
I wonder
new.
if that was Quan Martin's job.
I think it probably was. But Quan's still out, right?
I've never seen him either, by the way. So
he's injured.
When did he get a concussion? Doing what exactly? What happened?
Don't ask me. I have no idea. And Ryan says, stock up, no question for Sam. For me, he shows all the dollars, including myself.
No one says Sam.
Stock down, Cheeseman. He will be on the cheese platter if we lose game because of him.
No one says stock up Chase Young. No one says stock up Chase.
Chet Scott, stock up Chase Young. Chase Young is a huge stock up. People were hating on him on social media. Oh, he's a bust. He hasn't shown up. Chase Young arguably played the best game of his career on Sunday.
Second best.
Fran.
It's close.
The San Fran game was his best.
Yeah, you mean okay, fair. He was all over the place yesterday, and I guarantee, and his numbers don't even tell the full story. If you 3.5 tackles, 1.5 sacks.
I would love to see. I want to see his QB pressures because he was in the
7. He has 7 of them.
Yeah,
there's a graphic out there.
Yeah,
he has 7, and so did
one game.
So did Montez. He has 7 also.
Montez had a quiet
exact same stat line.
Quiet 7. And
they both had the same.
That's a good point about this defense. I was talking about some Bleeding Burgundy earlier.
They on both.
You don't. The defense is so good, is that if one person is having a down game, you got someone right there to pick you up. You didn't hear Montez's name all game, but you heard Chase's. You didn't hear John Allen's name once, but you heard Duran's. It's that type of talent, like you were saying earlier, Phil, and intelligence that we have on this team, which is I can't remember last time we had it. And it's just nice. That's all I'm saying. All right. Good, bad, ugly, great. I'll start with this one. I'm going to say good. Hold on. Let me get down to my little notes I typed in earlier, if I can remember them. I'm going to say good is the ability, go back to Eric Bieniemy, to adjust to in-play calling. It was very nice to see. The bad, Cameron Cheeseman, we can recycle these. Ugly, there was one play, and it's because they're so good, just like you said earlier, Dev, it was a screen pass to B-Rob out in space. I don't have the film to show. Sam Cosmi and Sadiq Charles are leading the charge. They're so far out in front, and they are about to layeth the smacketh downeth on the Broncos, and it's going to go for a touchdown. Sadiq Charles kicks Sam Cosmi's legs, and they both fall down, and neither one of them are able to make a block. But B-Rob still gets 21 yards. Yeah. So that was an ugly play for me. I get it. It's just one play. But to me, I was like, oh, my God, that's house. And if you go back and watch the film, Sadiq Charles is running so fast. He caught up to Sam Cosmi and just gently clicked his heel, and they both fell on their face. They both missed their blocks. That was my ugly. Great. This one's tough. I'm just gonna say that the resiliency of Sam Howell, his ability to just stay cooler as the backside of the pillow, and just to watch him come back from all the adversity he faces, and 5th round pick. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. The wrong kid died. Those sort of comments, and he just comes back. So that's my good, bad, ugly, great. Dev, let's go to you. Yam, thank you for tuning in real quick. Hold on, Dev. Yam's got a jet. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you, especially for chatting with us live and then catching us on the replay. So much love, Yam. Go ahead, Dev.
My good would be the offensive line. As far as the interior offensive line of Sadiq Charles and Cosme, they had a pretty solid day. The tackles had a pretty rough day, but we won, so fuck it. The bad would be the offensive line in total, especially in the first half. We're allowing Samuel Devontae Howell to take a lot of hits, man. He's getting smacked up 6-7 times a game.
Yes.
That has to be shored up. We need to figure out some kind of sets, maybe to put all 3 tight ends in every now and then, man, just to give this guy, because he's never getting the clean. It's almost like there's almost never a clean pass. So at least the first half of each one of these 2 games, it's almost never a clean pass until they get settled. The ugly, obviously, is Cheeseman. Oh my God, dude! Didn't we draft that guy too? He wasn't like a pickup, man, right? Jesus Christ, man! You got one job, and it just went like to shit in the last year or 2. But first 1 or 2 years, you didn't hear anything bad about this shit.
He was great last year. Yeah. He was a rookie last year. He was great.
Like, I don't know what.
I do want to show real quick one more time. You're talking clean pocket. I mean, look at the pocket. This is a great pocket when Sam throws this to Terry. I can't stop watching this. The film was the real.
It's not a great pocket. You got smacked in the mouth.
It's a normal pocket is when the tackles collapse around you. You know what I mean? Watch it again. Watch the tackles collapse around. He steps up and he launches. Watch the tackles.
When did he get smacked in the mouth for a nice play? I forgot he get smacked.
I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the offensive line. I was as skeptical as you, Dev. You were just more vocal about it than I was.
No, they're still not that good. I mean, they aren't the worst line in football, but they're definitely probably below 25.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, they got to shore that up. But the great would be Howell, man. Dude, he stepped up, made some plays when he had to, moved around in the pocket, bought some time with his legs, showed off his arm downtown, fit the ball in spots on his receiver, could get the ball. I mean, there's not a lot to complain about Howell. Man, I need to see it against a bona fide guy. So, next game is going to be a good litmus test to see how far our offense has gone, because they're legit.
Sunday.
Those Mafia guys are legit
Sunday.
offense, legit defense, rather.
That's right.
So we'll see. But I definitely like what I'm seeing from Hal. I like the poise. I like the way he you can lean on him to win games, and that's something that's kind of different than we've had. We've always like, man, just don't make Heineke have to win us the game. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then he come through and it'd be a miracle, right? But you don't really feel like this is a miracle when he does it. You feel like when he throws the ball, it's probably going to be complete.
Sam's
you feel confident that he's going to make a play.
I got this. Don't worry.
He's not a negative part of your team when you say, "Oh man, we need."
Remember when Kirk used to throw a pick? He would just sink on the sideline and hold his head down. Not Sam.
Man, you remember when you expected him to throw a pick at the end of every game? Like you expected. By the way, Kirk's statistically, Kirk is one of the most clutch quarterbacks in the league.
Absolutely.
You just don't think he is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For some reason, something has happened in his career where you just don't think he is, because he doesn't do it on Monday Night Football.
Or Thursday Night Football.
One of those days, he doesn't do it.
When he scores a touchdown, does anyone make any weird noises? Does he get one of these?
Yeah, he gets a gold chain though.
He gets a gold chain. And he does his thing.
I
mean, Sam gets these.
That's my favorite one there.
All right, Phil. Good, bad, ugly, great. And then we'll get to some of these comments real quick.
The bad, the ugly is that Hal. No. All right. So good 35 points mostly off the arm of Sam Howell and then on the legs of Brian Robinson. Hitting 10 different receivers, went for 299. This
love
kid's
it.
going to be breaking 300.
You might gotta give
on
him the
the
extra
regular.
yard, bro.
Just give him 3. Give him 3.
So that's the good. The bad.
It's hard. It was hard to find something. But
8 penalties is.
oh my
bad.
goodness, really?
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, I
8
think we're leading the NFL in
penalties.
sacks as a team. 7.
Oh, that's not good. That's
Yeah,
discipline.
that's not good. 8 penalties for 71 yards is not good. That's a lot of free yardage you're handing out there.
Oh yeah.
The ugly special teams. Cheeseman snaps. Sly going wide, right? Just a bit outside. For making major league references.
Yeah.
Just a bit outside. And then the punt return that they allowed, the Mims.
Yep.
It's just
50
a lot of
50
ugly on the
yards,
special
50.
teams. You got to get that cleaned up.
Yeah.
The great 7 sacks. Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
He
See
was
the part where the coach got on TV?
limited by this defense. And I'm telling you, I mean, if you look at it, all right, let's go through it. Deron Payne, sack. Montez Sweat, 1.5 sacks. Chase Young, 1.5 sacks. James Smith Williams, sack. Casey Toohill,
Allen had like
sack.
6 pressures too.
Yeah. Jamin Davis,
It was
sack.
crazy.
I mean,
Everywhere.
it was almost like Oprah was out there going, you get a sack, and you get a sack, and you get 1.5. You know, everybody gets a sack.
Everywhere.
That was great. And you want to know something? They did it against a mobile quarterback.
Mobile.
This tells you, and that's why I keep bringing up the thing about how the defensive line plays against a mobile quarterback. This is going to be key. We got Josh Allen coming in here next week. We're going to see Jalen Hurts twice. Hell, Dak Prescott even has the ability to run. So guess what? If this defensive line can keep that up against a mobile quarterback and limit their ability to use that mobility, limit the ability to use that mobility,
Mr. Limited.
you're going to turn the unlimited into the limited.
Just
Make
a reminder,
you
if
the arm.
Jamin Davis can do this on a weekly basis, we are locked in. Ready? Pow. Watch Jamin Davis one more time cross the field. Look at that. Look at the closure right here. Bam.
He outran Russell Wilson.
But bam. Right there. That's what we need from Jamin Davis. That's what we need.
That's
That's
why
right.
he was drafted, to do
Good job,
exactly that.
Yam said, good, completing the comeback, bad starting slow. Ugly, only getting 3 points out of the first 4 possessions, 15 passes to 3 runs. Great Sam being him and the N. Yam had to go to class. He said it, but then he comes back and says, I'm back. Literally told 3 minutes before class we need to swap lessons and subjects. And then Ryan says, hey, Sam, F them kids. Oh, man.
Yeah,
Another
it's
free
taking
period.
the LA Rams approach to these kids.
Yeah. Deuce says, great. Screens actually getting more than -1 yard. Well, Deuce, I'm so glad that you brought that up. Check out this little stat chart. Let me put it in presentation mode. Minimize this comment. This is Sam Howell's pass chart. It's pretty damn good. If you notice that there's not a lot of it's not super. He didn't take a whole lot of long balls. If you look at the line of scrimmage, which is right here at the blue line, look how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we essentially threw 7 screens. And at least 3 or 4 of those were very successful. The rest of the balls, a majority of the balls were within 10 yards. That's token West Coast offense. 10,
But
10
look at where he's hitting, at 10 plus. He only had 2 incompletions.
right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for a touchdown.
He went 6 for 8
8,
beyond
6 for
10
8.
yards.
That's correct. Which honestly is a little shocking. I thought he would go downfield a little more, but like I said before, it might have just been something that the defense was just they took what the defense was giving them. I don't know. But this was a very impressive chart to me, and I really this put it in perspective, just like Deuce said. And shout out to Deuce, Red Zone in the Lab. Go check his channel out, redzoneLab.com. He was at the game, by the way. So if he's still there, I hope check out his channel. Hopefully he's going to drop a vlog on the experience at Mile High Stadium, which I hear is a very, very nice stadium, for the record.
So, by the way, also great, our fans showed up in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
You saw a lot of burgundy and gold.
Yeah.
In the stands, including a couple hog farmers.
Yeah.
And Deuce was there. And
big rally.
A lot of
big
people
rally.
wearing burgundy and gold jerseys. I'm telling you, I'm telling you,
yeah,
they're coming out the woodwork.
Tia said, Eagles fan already telling me he's worried about us. Yeah, my boy Taryn said the same thing. He said, I don't want to see you guys right now. How often do we see that? It's fun. Natia said, my good is that stop on the 2-point conversion. Yeah. Shout out to Benjamin St. Just. My bad is all them sacks is ugly. Would you say it was how many sacks did we give up? 7, 6, 4? Okay, 4. We
got 4. 7. We had 7.
Okay. And Denver getting a touchdown on that Hail Mary. Yeah. Just that's a tip drill. Got to get better. We 2-0, 35 points on the board. And like Phil said, when you opened it up, we don't ever score 35 points. It's kind of nice. All right, everyone.
2011.
That's right. Let's give away some game balls. Game balls. Phil, let's start with you. You know the rules. You can't give it to the same person, at least between the three of us. We'll go Phil, Dev, and then I'll go last. Go ahead.
I'm giving you a game ball to Chase Young on defense.
On defense, Chase Young. Okay.
And on offense, I got to go Sam Howell. I'll take the easy way around.
Okay. So you're going Sam and Chase.
Sam Howell, bald. Loved it. Everything I saw out of that kid, I expect completions now. That may not be a good thing because when he has a bad game, I'm gonna be like, "What happened?"
Right.
But it's going to happen. Every quarterback has a bad game. Tom Brady had bad games, right? Joe Burrow had an absolute awful game last week.
82 yards.
Quarterbacks have bad games, but you know what?
I
haven't seen it yet from Howell, and I don't think you're going to see it very often. You expect good things when that kid's back there.
And because it's your game balls, I won't even play the follow.
Thank you.
Phil. All right, Dev, who's your game balls going to?
Who'd you say, Phil? The first one?
He said Sam.
Chase Young and Sam Howell.
Damn it. I thought you said Chase. I'm going to go Montez Sweat on defense.
All right.
Offense. I'm going to go EB, Coach EB, for making the adjustments, man. I'm going to have to go with this guy. You can see him chipping the defensive ends and the edge rushers with either another linebacker or having Robinson smack them on the way out on pass routes. He started taking advantage of their aggressive defensive front by calling screen plays to Gibson and Robinson twice. One should have been a touchdown if it wasn't for the shacked in the fool moment by our two guards out there in the open field. But definitely proud of those guys for hanging in there and their relentlessness. So game ball goes to the coach for making the adjustments. Could have easily given the defensive game ball to Del Rio for the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Second half.
All right. My game balls on offense. I'm going to go Brian Robinson because you guys gave me that layup. 18 rushes, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then in the passing game, 3 receptions, 44 yards, long of 36. So Brian Robinson on offense. I'm going to go Jamin Davis on defense, just because I feel like his play was that one play was so pivotal, and then it changed the outcome of the rest of the game. Now, I know he didn't do a whole lot the rest of the game. He only finished with 3 tackles and 1 sack, but 3 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble. That was a great game for Jamin Davis. So he gets
that sheet.
Yeah, he gets my ball, my game ball on defense. So just to recap, Phil said Sam Howell and Chase Young. Dev said Eric Bieniemy and Montez Sweat. And I got B-Rob and Jamin Davis for the game balls. In the comments here, Yam said he got several people live from Virginia that live in Colorado, mostly due to military family and stuff. But others moves, let's say, for entrepreneurship and owning a better cost of living opportunities, probably selling that cannabis because they were one of the first ones to legalize it, by the way. He also says every quarterback has bad games, every single one. That's right. And it's coming. We just need to keep each other in check that we don't melt down because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Josh Allen had a terrible first game. He had a phenomenal second game. It's going to Sam Howell has had two very good, okay game and then a fantastic game on the back end. So Ryan said Chase Young pressure and batted balls. Offense, Terry, let me drive 100. Amon McLaurin, take advantage of his minimum chances. Terry ended up finishing the game with 5 receptions, 54 yards, and a touchdown. So it was limited. I feel like they were doubling him a lot, though.
Did you see the beam I sent you of the pressures? I texted you.
I saw that. That is insane numbers.
Yeah, that's crazy talk, man.
Let me just kind of put this up here. Montez Sweat had 7 pressures, 1.5 sacks. Chase Young, 7 pressures, 1.5 sacks. Deron Payne, 5 pressures and a sack. Right there, people. That's 4 sacks. And then Jonathan Allen, 6 quarterback pressures. That is 25 quarterback pressures and 4 sacks in one game.
Yeah,
against a quarterback whose signature is that he's mobile and you can't get to him unless you were playing behind Seattle's offensive line a couple years ago.
There you go.
But
how many passes did Russell Wilson attempt?
He attempted 18 for 32, 308 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
So basically, every pass that wasn't a complete pass was either pressure by Montez, Chase, Payne, or Allen.
I mean, if you do the math,
7, 5, and 6.
He got some completions off pressure, but again, pressure.
Yeah.
You do the math. You know what I mean? 14 incompletions.
Huh.
That's the math is there. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Bro, every other pass he got pressure.
Yeah. Natia says offensive game ball, Gibson, Payne defense game ball.
Forbes got a pickle, man.
He got his first pick. He got it out the way. He knows what it's like. So
I just let y'all know he had about 3 or 4 against Steve and Madden.
No. Hold on. I think you had 5. Let's get it right. I think we had like
3 of them.
Juan Morton got
Everett.
in that game.
The bad part, they don't let you see the stats at the end of the game. It just ends.
No, they see the stats. They just want to talk about them. They'll be on the screen.
Oh, I tried to look for them and I couldn't find it. Like the game just ends and it kicks you out to the main menu. But
what's the name?
You didn't want to see us.
All the interceptions were your boy at safety, man.
It was 4. Forrest had 4 himself, I think.
3 or 4, yeah.
3. All right, now we're going to transition into the award where Dev gives out his special award of the game to anybody. It could go to Phil, for all we know. We don't know what he's going to do. It could go to me.
It might go to you for those dumbass sound effects.
Ready?
It's not going to.
Let's introduce the Glock Dookie Award. You know who made that music?
No idea. He sounds like he's a good musician, though.
All the music on this podcast is created by our Dev. The link to his Spotify will be in the description after this video. So every bit of music you hear on this show, for the most part, if it's not a cheesy sound effect, is made by our guy Dev. So please go support him and check out his Spotify. So Dev, that's not a cheesy sound effect. I used your music on top of the Glock Dookie intro. So please enlighten us.
Glock Dookie Award has to go to Coach Payton, man. It's got to go to him. For not making it, to be up 18 points at a home with the Hall of Fame quarterback with Hall of Fame credentials against a guy who's making his third ever start and one of the worst offensive lines statistically in the NFL. And you let them come back. Not only let them come back, but let them come back and stomp you out until the very end when there's a free Hail Mary pass, which that's a whole nother level of Glock dookiness. But Glock dookie goes to Coach Payton, man, for not making adjustments, not coming through when your team needed the most. He even told Russell Wilson to quit kissing babies and get to playing football. Not only that, today I think he said he's going to think about putting the arm thing on him so he can read the offense. He complained about them not getting him in and out of huddle fast enough.
He used to wear it in Seattle.
There was a time, just to give an example, whenever the batted ball down by Chase Young, right? You remember they patted the ball down and had the replay?
Yeah.
Well, right before that, there was a situation where they because they had to kill the play, it was basically a free timeout for them. They didn't even run to the line and wait on the ball to be placed by the referee to snap it and save them a play. They hadn't even huddled. They went to the huddle after they determined it was a dead play, and the time started ticking. So they wasted all that time then. They wouldn't have had to need a Hail Mary. It's just a lot of crazy stuff that you would think a Hall of Fame, borderline Hall of Fame coach or whatever, which he is probably, would get right.
Fuck Sean Payton.
Fuck Sean Payton, man. The movie was good though, by the way.
Yeah.
He's such an overrated guy.
I think most of it's going to be karma for the way he talked about the old coach. Which honestly probably was right, but you just don't say it. You got to have some class, some tact. Olave just did.
And he wouldn't shake Ron's hand after the game either.
By the way, one thing we should have said stock up is, we give Ron, if he's in charge of our football stuff, a lot of slack, but he did trade for a lot. Everybody knew he wanted Olave. He did trade it for Dotson, Robinson, and who else was it in that trade we got?
You mean the Olave trade?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Sam Howell. It was
Sam Howell, Robinson, Dotson,
Brian Robinson, Jahan Dotson, and one more.
It was not Sadiq, was it? No, Sadiq.
No. I can't.
It was somebody else that plays a lot. I can't think of who it is.
I want to say it was Cheeseman.
Fuck no. Hold on, man. I'm going to find this out.
It's all over. If you just search for Twitter, it'll be on there.
But hold on. I'm going to pile on to Sean Payton. He wouldn't shake Ron Rivera's hand at the end of the game.
John Dotson, Robinson, Sam Howell, and Cole Turner. That's who it was.
Cole Turner. That's the four.
Turner's about to become tight end one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the other thing I want to say is about Sean Payton.
Arch got it. Thank you, Arch. Cole Turner.
Coke Turner.
No, that's a trade. That's a win. That's a win-win trade, honestly. But I'm gonna say we won. We got four potential starters.
Yeah.
So let me pile on to dumbass Sean Payton. I'm so glad we beat him. He's also, not only do I just not like the guy because I think he just rode a ton of talent to make him look better than what he is. But let's also consider the fact that he's the guy who came out and said that Ron Rivera is going to be gone because this new ownership, they're going to want to move away from him. And he was talking all this mad shit about Ron Rivera in the offseason.
No, that's right.
Job. Like, dude, who are you?
Right. Because people were suspecting that he might, because he was commentating. He was being like an analyst on NFL Network or one of the networks.
He can analyze these.
The only thing Russ, by the way, ever did for Denver is bring Sierra. It's like
Yam says Russ gets the Glock dookie for being such a goober, but having one of the finest women ever still on his arm. Yeah, shout out to Sierra.
Go down to 5 points in Denver. You'll find Sierra at the club.
Everybody that makes $40 million a year got to find a woman on the arm, by the way. That's not like
right. Ryan says, pray for me.
Money allows you to be corny and still get that.
Yeah. Ryan says, pray for me. I need one catch from Michael Thomas to win in fantasy this week. Hey, Derek Carr is a quarterback. I think it's possible.
I need Olave to do something. He ran a touchdown. I called back.
Oh, man. Yam says, I will say Peyton's interview after the game, he took a lot of blame on himself for the loss. That's what a coach should do if he feels like that's just a good leadership thing. Take blame for it.
He also says quarterback's probably gonna need a wristband, and he can get him out of the huddle fast enough. He said a lot of stuff, man.
Sean Payton.
Did he say that the quarterback didn't have the cardiovascular conditioning to run a 3-minute offense?
Shanny,
and that's why we didn't get the 2-point conversion at the end of the game.
Shout out to Mike Shanahan and Donovan McNabb.
Although Donovan was a little pudgy by the time he got to us.
He was probably drunk, man. You're looking at what we know now.
He was
burning worms.
Sean Payton, you get the Glock Dookie Award. There you go. There you go. Chet Scotland said, "Let's kill a Buffalo Sunday in our house." That's right. And as we transition to kind of slowing this one down and shutting down the pod, our live Thursday we'll be previewing the Buffalo Bills game. So we'll be trying to break down to the best of our ability, looking at the Bills. What we think their strong suits are, who to look out for, key matchups, all that stuff. As we go into Sunday's game, unfortunately, Phil or I won't be there, so we will live vicariously through some of the
shame because it'd be an opportunity for Trent Phoenix to go through a table.
Pow! Apparently, so Bills fans at their tailgates, they jump through tables. So I think there's going to be a lot of a lot of tables jumped on in the tailgating. But I was looking up tickets just for sheer curiosity. One, there's hardly any left. And two, just for the seats where we were last on week one, they were 175 in the club level 300s. They're asking 330s for all the club level. And that's just not including fees. That's just the base ticket price. So the ticket prices are through the roof, and there's hardly any left, at least on SeatGeek. Can't talk private sales, but public SeatGeek sales.
I guarantee you that there's going to be more Bills fans than there were Cardinals fans at this game because
they travel well. They do. What's their Bills Mafia, right? Bills Mafia. They do travel well.
Hey, shout out to Rio. He said he'd go through. He said he's going to go through a table for the culture.
Oh, do it. Go
through a table, Rio.
Natia says her Dookie Award.
If you get hurt, you're going to get a Glock Dookie Award. I'm letting you know that, Rio. I'm letting you know.
Natia says her Glock Dookie Award goes to Wiley. I hear what you say, but I don't like him. That's fair. Totally fair. I respect that. Yam says he wants this Buffalo win so bad, you have no idea. For us to start 3-0, we're not supposed to be 3-0, ladies and gentlemen. If we do, it's just going to be that much better. We need to come out of there 2-0, which we did. So now we have a little bit of breathing room with the rest of the division.
I did call the Buffalo game a loss.
Yeah.
But
I think we all did. I have to go back and look. And just to go back and recap the predictions for last week's game, Marcus had us winning 24-21. Shy Guns had it 27-17 Broncos. We should give him a Glock Dookie Award. Phil had it 19-13 Commanders. I had 19-17 Commanders. Dev had 17-10 Commanders. They scored way more points than any of us thought there were.
Yeah, if you took the under and listened to us, you get a Glock Dookie.
You to us were good. But in the NFC East right now, Dallas is 2-0, Philadelphia is 2-0, and the Commanders are 2-0. Giants are 1-1 with a minus 37 net point ratio. Dallas is plus 60. They scored 70, allowed 10 in 2 games.
We're plus
Dallas plays Arizona next week. What's the Vegas odds on that game? Dallas by 8.
Who do they play next week?
Arizona.
So in DraftKings, let's see. It's probably got to be at least 10. All right, next week. What do we got here? For opening lines, as of right now, it's still kind of early, but they have the Dallas. Oh my gosh,
14.
12 points. Oh my gosh, it's even worse.
They got Dallas at 6.5 over us with an over under 44.5.
The Chiefs are minus 13 over the Bears, even bigger than the Cardinals. That's insane. You never see spreads like that. The Bears are not that good, and neither are the Cardinals. So,
by the way, I just saw a picture.
Cowboys offense hasn't been that good, man. They've been basically winning these games. I think they had 3 defensive touchdowns or some shit.
Yeah, all special teams too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this. I saw a picture of Nick Chubb's leg injury. If you haven't seen it,
I saw it. I don't want to see it again.
Okay, the knee or whatever they said.
Oh my god!
I don't want to see it again. I saw it once on accident. I didn't want to see it, but
I have not seen it, so I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Show that shit. Show it. Show
No.
it. Show it. Show
No,
Picture of
it.
it?
it's gruesome because they got it right at the hit.
Show it.
I got a picture of it.
Yeah, show it on the pod. Show it. Show
Right,
it.
hold on.
Oh, for those of you with warning, for those of you with a sensitive stomach, look away right now.
Man, I saw Schindler's List. This ain't can't be that bad. You know what I'm saying? By the way, good movie. It needed just a little bit more action. You know, it needed a little more action. Schindler's List.
Hold on, I gotta pull it up now. I had gotten rid of it. I got it. Give me a second. It's coming back. Where'd it go?
And it's all coming back to me.
It wasn't.
We'll talk about the fruity statements that Parsons said.
Yeah, I'm coming. Hey, let's talk about how Phil publicly calls him out on Twitter.
I did.
By the way, I really wanted Parsons in the draft. I'm not gonna make any jokes about that guy.
So
That's the last guy
but
I'm gonna make jokes about. Man.
I wanted Parsons in the draft too because I'm a Penn State guy. I watched him his whole career there, but man, when he said that, I was like, dude, you're opening up a big can of worms. Oh man.
Dude, I don't want to. I don't want to show
my response to Micah
Show
Parsons.
it. Show it.
Oh, Dev, you're really gonna make me do it? All right, man. I don't want to do this. For the record, I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do it. Dev.
I remember the McGahey missed.
Oh, I saw a still.
You watch the play? Are you watching the play or
watch the play? So Chubb is right.
The play. I don't want to see like slow motion. It pop out of the bone and shit. Like
just show it.
We'll
go full speed.
Oh! Still seeing it on behind. Oh yeah.
The dude went low.
Like
God didn't make those
nightmare move.
Oh my gosh, right there.
Oh, guy got pinned. Yeah.
39 went low. Fuck you. You're an asshole. Eat a bowl.
That's just shit that happens. I don't think he was trying to take out Nate.
Yeah, Yam said 21-20 Commanders. That's right.
You want to pop up that tweet from me to Micah Parsons?
I will. Arch says, reminded me of McGahee and Lattimore. Man, some of these running backs just get some brutal.
Remind me.
Willis McGahee really
remind me of Napoleon Kaufman.
Oh man, some of these guys really bad.
Anyway,
let's look at Phil
taking shots at Micah Parsons on Twitter.
It has not come back to bite you in the ass yet. Keyword yet. Let's see here. Was it a reply or was it a tweet?
It was a reply.
Oh, okay. Then I'm looking in the wrong category. Let's get your reply. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. Loading. And then we'll close this bad boy out here for the evening. All right.
I thought it was funny.
Here is Phil. So
here's Micah.
Micah says, I'm coming. Talking to Jahan. Now they were teammates at Penn State. Okay, let's level the bubbles here. And then Phil, in his infinite wisdom, which I love, says, not the first time someone who played with you at Penn State heard that, I'm sure. And then proceeds.
You scroll down, you'll see the response, the full response. See, it doesn't show.
It got cut off.
No. If you go down a little bit, you'll actually see it. No, go back.
I saw it.
Go back.
It's up top.
Keep now. Scroll down. Keep scrolling. No, keep going.
You have to click on the picture.
Oh. No, I can't. I'm on my computer.
Okay.
It's not working.
You gotta get out of this because you're in the wrong one. Go back to my replies. Hit the back button again.
You have to get inside the blue area.
No, because it didn't show the whole thing. Scroll down. I'm very active on Twitter, as you people can see. Right there.
Okay, here it is. While at Penn State, Parsons was implicated in a controversy involving hazing and acts of demeaning nature, some with sexual connotations. Isaiah Humphries, a freshman safety at the time, accused Parsons and defensive end Yetur Gross-Matos, among others, of engaging in these activities.
Just reminding him that I don't forget.
Yikes.
Did not forget.
Oh, man. That's good stuff. All right. We want to truly thank everyone who chimed in with us today. I'm just going to go down the list. Ryan, Yam, Arch, Natia. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm butchering that. Marcus, Chet Scotland, Deuce popped in for a second. Jay Martell. Thank you, brother, for tuning in. Terrence, our boy Terrence, Mean Green, Eagles fan who tunes into the show regularly. South, our boy South from the group chat. Who else? Did I miss anybody else? Greg Delaney popped in from Facebook.
Yeah.
Chat was hopping tonight, man. We appreciate it, man. That's dope. So we'll be back Thursday.
Prime is better than green. I'm sorry. I love green.
What? Yeah. That's a topic for we could do a whole other podcast on that one. That would be awesome. But that being said, any shout outs, fellas, before we close it?
Shout out to the boys. 18 down in the second quarter, and we won. That's the shout out we need right there.
That's right. That's all we need. Phil, Dev, you got anything?
Shout out to Colorado, man. Beating Colorado State and having an entertaining game. Travis Hunter lacerated liver, so I hope he recovers pretty soon. Looks like he's gonna miss about 3 to 4 weeks.
Man, they should have waxed the floor with Colorado State. They really should
have waxed the floor. They got Oregon coming up, man. That's probably, I don't want to be the one to say this publicly. They're gonna take that L, but I mean, the chances
lose sometime.
Are, this might be. But I think that if anybody can do it, man, I do believe in Shedeur. I do believe in Prime. Would love to see Travis Hunter out there.
Yeah,
two-way Travis Hunter. This will be the test here, I think.
Right.
Anything is possible.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Commanders fans. We've put up with a lot of bullshit for a long time. Some people have left. Fuck you. But you can come back. You're welcome to come back now. Shout out to those all who stayed the course, man. It wasn't easy. It's tough, but that's what fandom is, right? You stick to them with the good and through the bad, and we welcome those who want to come back. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. We're a family. To see the family and togetherness at week 1 was just truly special in my heart, and I hope it continues going into week 3. Even though I won't be there, I just hope to see it on social media and just observe. Like, shout out to the Command Corner Tailgate and the Hard Farmers. We're going to have that set up every week. So make sure you go to that far corner of the red zone lot and just go be with family before the game. So shout out to all you guys. And here's to a good victory on Sunday versus Buffalo.
Victory Monday.
1 o'clock.
Can we do it 3 weeks in a row?
Hope so. All right. We love you guys. You can catch this podcast on any of your audio podcast platforms again, or on YouTube. Catch it on the replay. The audio podcast is very good, if I must say so myself. But you guys in the chat really make it fun for us to interact. And look at us, an hour and 44 minutes. We never go this long unless we do a barbershop. We're just kind of, shooting off the hip. So this was truly a live and hopping episode. All right. Take care. Peace. And hail. We out.
Curly W.